All right. Look how big my head is. No one needs to see that. It is time for a mock draft. Not a mock draft. Sorry, my mistake. A real draft, an industry draft that I'm in. It's a Yahoo Family and Friends Razzball draft, I believe. Was umming and ahhing about sort of doing this one as a show, but I don't know. I think there's a few people out there who enjoy a good draft. I'll do all the intros, but the draft has started. So let me jump into it here. I am on the clock. I have pick 6. You can see I have Anthony Davis queued there to go. I will draft Anthony Davis at pick 6. So welcome to Stuff It, a fantasy basketball podcast. As I said, this is a real draft. So yeah, should be a good one. 14 analysts. It's a little bit deeper than normal. So 14 teams, 16 roster spots. So we are going a little bit deeper than we would usually do. But hey, that means we can talk about sleepers and players like that. So reminder to please subscribe to the Old Man Squad YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Like hype, is that a thing? I'm hearing that from other analysts. I'm certainly too old to know what that means. On Spotify, Apple, wherever you consume your podcasts, please download this episode, all the episodes. Those numbers on the back end, always very important for our growth. And do both. YouTube, podcasts, do it all. This episode, all episodes, brought to you by FanDuel and FanTrax. And we are rolling. Where are we up to? Pick 11. So I'll recap. Now, this isn't a cash league. I don't think I paid an entry fee. But in saying that, it's industry. So people are going to be taking it relatively seriously, I would think. And hopefully that is the case. We are 5 days away from the start of the regular season. A lot of real drafts, I would assume, taking place this weekend. Strategy. So what am I going to do? Good question. Look, I think, obviously, I've gone with Anthony Davis here at pick 6. It sets me up for a couple of options here. Now, my preferred strategy with Anthony Davis is to punt points, threes, assists, and free throws. So 4 categories. I was actually considering maybe easing back a little in this one, just punting points and threes. So maybe I'll start with that mindset. I think there's a fairly good chance that I end up going down my usual path. But being a slightly deeper league, my targets have to be adjusted. So I was hoping for Amen Thompson at my next pick, which is 22. Of course, he's gone. Evan Mobley also gone. Dyson Daniels is someone I really want to try and get. I can absolutely get him at pick 22. Or 23. Sorry, 23 is my next pick. I can get him at 23. My next pick after that is 34, it looks like. And I think it's probably 50-50. Noah's nifty team, which I'm assuming is Noah Rubin, he is drafting 3 picks before me. There's a pretty good chance that he would take Dyson off me or before me. So who am I looking at here? Look, it's too early for Dyson, generally speaking. But if I'm punting points and threes, it's not terrible. He actually moves up quite significantly in player ranks, and in that build, he's like first rounder. So do I go early on him? The other player I'm looking at is Jalen Johnson here. Yeah. The question would be who is about. If I go with Dyson, who do I consider with my next pick, which is sort of in a not no man's land, but it's in a tricky spot in that mid-30s, sort of early to mid-30 range. Who would I look at in that spot there? If Chet fell, I'd be interested in him. Who else is sitting in there? Jaren Jackson, potentially. Porzingis, maybe. Yeah, so we'll see. Jalen Johnson is still available. Alex Burns just takes Jalen Johnson. All right, so where's Dyson? Where are you, Dyson Daniels? There he is there. Let's add him to my queue so he's there. We've got a minute. I think we're doing 90-second picks, so quite long. So preface, this show will go for a little while, so do feel free to skip through if you'd like to. All right, so I've got Dyson in my queue. It's just really hard to say no to Dyson in this build because of the steals, because of the blocks, out of position blocks. The field goal percentage is not great, but he's certainly, you could make a case for him doing less on the offensive end this season. So, but I think that defense will be there. He's a pretty good rebounder for a guard. If I do end up not punting assists, which I probably will, let's just draft Dyson and get him there. So yes, early, fully aware that this is early, but this is 100% to do with my build. If I was in a regular build, a roto league, probably half a round too early on Dyson. But I was concerned there. D-Mac, Noah, Zach Hanchu is also in there. So just a bit worried that one of those guys would have taken him before my next pick. So the question now is, who do I go with at pick 34? I'm going to just load up my queue because I know the players that I like in these builds. So I like Kessler, I like Chet, I like Klingon, I like Derek Lively. Yeah, Zach Edey, someone I can maybe get a little bit later. Jakob Poeltl, quite high on him. I'll throw Jalen Duren in there. He doesn't get a ton of blocks, but he's still a good player in this build. So you'll see I'm just searching by filtering here by steals and blocks. Asar, Tari, OG, Tamani Kamara. Pop Reed Shepherd in there. Percentage-wise is a bit of a drain, but again, shouldn't be super high volume. So there's a few names in there. We'll add more later. Jump into the rebound column. Hartenstein. I'll throw him in there. Mark Williams, if he falls enough, is interesting in this one. Actually, did I add? Oh yeah, no, I did add him. Okay. All right, let's go back to the ranks here. All right, so coming up at pick 34 for me, Chet, I think, would be who I will look at if he's available. Could be hit or miss. Some people are a little bit down on him. Some people aren't. So, yeah, it sort of depends on the mindset of those ahead of me. I'd like to try and get Jakob Poeltl, but I think it's a bit. I've got 34 and 51. He may be there at 51. 51 too early for Asar, maybe. Because I really like to get Asar and Walker Kessler in this build. I don't know if I'm going to get both of them. I'll have to go with one of them at 51. Kessler may not even be there. 62. Yeah. All right. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We're still on here. 1, 2, 3, 4 picks away from my pick. So straight away, my steals and blocks are pretty good. Field goal percentage is good enough. There goes Chet. Who took that? Noah, of course. Noah. If it is Noah Rubin, I'm not 100% certain it is. So another player I don't mind in this build is Scotty Barnes. So good defensive stats. The field goal percentage is a bit of an issue, but he'll fill those other categories for me. Not elite in any one category, but yeah, generally has good across the board production. So I don't mind Scotty Barnes here, and I haven't actually drafted him anywhere this season. So will the big fella? I don't know who this is. I'll have a look. Actually, I can have a look at. I'm fairly certain we had a group chat in Twitter for this league, so I'll be able to tell you who's in the league. Is it this draft here? It's definitely Noah Rubin. There goes Paolo. So it is on me now. Did I add Scotty Barnes to my queue? I did not. Now let's just have a look at who's in the league. This may not be all people. So we've got myself, Steve St. Pierre, Eric Ong, Noah Rubin, DMAC, Matty G, Sun, Kyle McEwen, Dan Titus, Dalton Del Don, Zach Hanshu. So yes, lots of knowledgeable folk around. So I'm looking at Porzingis here, or I'm looking at Scotty Barnes. Which direction do I go? Is it too early? I mean, it's not too early on Porzingis from a production standpoint. Yeah, I'll go Scotty. Let's go Scotty Barnes. I haven't got him anywhere. Has guard eligibility, which does allow me some flexibility later in the draft if I'm needing to get a big man. So I'll go Scotty Barnes there. So my next pick is, it's a while, 51. So yeah, this is going to be a Saar or Kessler, I think. I'm pretty well positioned, I think, in steals and blocks. So who is more replaceable or replicable, Kessler or a Saar? It's probably Kessler, because I could get Jakob Poeltl. I could get. I mean, he's not as good in blocks. I could get Donovan Klingen a little bit later. I don't think Porzingis will fall. Jaren Jackson's still available. Curious. Alex Burns on the clock here. Let's recap some players, shall we? Because we haven't done that yet. All right, so we had Jokic and Wemby. Shea, top three, fair enough. Luka, Giannis, no surprises. I went with Anthony Davis. We then had Cade Cunningham, Trae Young, Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, Tyrese Maxey, Karl Anthony Towns, Amen Thompson at 13, James Harden to round out the first round. Reminder, this is 14 teams. Steph Curry, Evan Mobley, Derek White, Alperen Şengün, Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Austin Reeves at 21, Matty G reaching for his guy. But it is a slightly deeper draft, and much like me, if you don't take your guy, he's not coming back. Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, Josh Giddey, Jalen Brunson, Jalen Williams, Jaylen Brown, LaMelo Ball. And we are halfway through the third round now, roughly. Jamal Murray, Domantas Sabonis, Chet Holmgren, Pascal Siakam, Paolo Banchero, Scotty Barnes, Jaren Jackson, and Kawhi Leonard. And we're at pick 30. Oh, there goes Cooper Flagg. So 37, that's usual. Goes in that top 40 range. So, not much to dissect there. All right. So we're nearing the end of the fourth round. Nothing really has changed for me. I'm looking at a Saar, maybe. Kessler, maybe. I think if I could get a Saar and then potentially come back with a Jakob, Kessler ideally, but I don't think he'll be there at 61. It sounds like he's going to play tonight. I believe the Jazz are on tonight. So hopefully he plays. Hopefully he looks good. But we will see. Where are we up to? 41. So we're closing in on the end of this fourth round. We've had who are some recent names? We got up to Cooper Flagg at 37. We then had Bam Adebayo, Franz Wagner, De'Aaron Fox, and Trey Murphy. So again, no big surprises here, which at this point of the season, I'm not shocked. Sleepers, they're all out there. People are pretty set on who their guys are. So there's not a lot going to change over the next 5 days, barring an injury, of course, and fingers crossed we don't get any of those. So we are starting to settle now, I think, in terms of ADPs and values. Looking at my team, again, steals, assists, steals and blocks I'm pretty happy with. The rebounds are they're not super high. My field goal percentage is decent, but Scotty Barnes drags that down a little bit. That would be normally where I'd go for a center. Probably need to boost up those rebound. Well, basically, I need to boost up my big man stats, and that's where that question is: do I go with a SAR? Because I'm worried Noah would take a SAR at 54 or 59. Someone else might too, but it's I think Buzelis just went. He did. Okay, so we had Ivica Zubats went at 42, Desmond Bain, Mattis Buzelis at 44, very high. Miles Turner, Brandon Miller, Zion Williamson, Jalen Duran, Matty G on the clock. 2 picks to me. And I'm thinking I'll go Asar. Yeah, he's looked pretty good today. I want to throw Keyshawn George into my queue. Another very, very good game today for Keyshawn George. So all signs are pointing to him playing a pretty big role. Ja Morant goes at 49. Just waiting on Alex Burns. As expected, I'm probably punting assists. I'm not as bad as I usually would be because Dyson Daniels, Scotty Barnes will facilitate a little bit. And look, honestly, Asar could end up facilitating a bit more as well. Jaden Ivey ruled out for a month. So Duncan Robinson started in the preseason today. So I guess that's the direction they're going to go. And he is obviously someone that they don't really want handling the ball. So maybe Asar does play as a secondary playmaker behind Cade. But Cade looked really good today. I think when I last checked, he had 12 assists. There goes Denny Avdia. So, all right. There's Asar. Pop Asar there. It is early. What's Asar's ADP at the moment? 77. So based on that, I could get Asar with my next pick. But as I said, I'm worried. All right. I'll go with Asar. I don't love it at that spot. I'd much rather wait till my next pick. And I guess I'll never know if he would have been available to me. So coming back, I definitely need a big. So we're looking at Walker Kessler, ideally. If he is not there, it's probably Jakob Poeltl. Go Bears in this discussion, but I just see no upside for him. So it's probably Poeltl, Kessler. Who are our other shot blockers in this range? Yeah, it's too early for Edie, too early for Lively, probably too early for Klingon as well. Yeah. We'll see. We've got 8 picks, 7 picks. We're getting there. All right, who's gone off the board here? So Ja Morant went at 49. We then had, there's a bit of chatter there. Denny Avdia at 50. I took Assar at 51. Porzingis at 52. Joel Embiid, LeBron James at 54. And Rory's terrific team is on the clock. I'm not actually sure who Rory is. He goes with Tyler Hero. Look, I mean, we're hearing that Hero may not miss as much time as we thought. So he was sort of going probably a round later than this a few days ago, but he has potentially he's coming in closer to that top 50. All right. Yeah, I think I'm still leaning into a big here. Nothing's changed. Because I really only have one shot blocker at this point. I've got Anthony Davis. I've got Barnes and Thompson will block shots, but I wouldn't call them consistent shot blockers. They're very good for their position, but I do need to, I need to get more of a traditional big here that's going to just block shots, dunk the ball, and grab rebounds. And we will see who is available. Walker Kessler fits that to a T. But let's see if Rory, Noah, Zach, or the big fella, whoever that is, end up taking Walker Kessler here. I'm fairly confident Pirtle will be available if Kessler does go, because Pirtle is a little bit further down when it comes to rankings and ADPs and things like that. A few more picks. We had Tyler Hero at 55, Jimmy Butler at 56, Kobe White at 57. Kobe White's quietly climbing draft boards, I think. I haven't really targeted him anywhere. I don't have him. I might have him in a dynasty league, I think, or maybe 2 dynasty leagues, but haven't really targeted him in redrafts thus far. For no reason, really. I mean, I don't typically build or construct a build that fits someone like a Kobe White. Occasionally I do, and certainly in one of my big money leagues I have, but I didn't get him. There goes Zach LaVine and Lauri Markkanen. Noah is pretty high on Lauri. I've heard him talking on some shows, and I know myself I'm not as concerned about the Jazz, and it really just there's no reason for that. We haven't heard anything. I don't know. I'm hoping that they're going to just play their guys a little bit more. The tanking has been so transparent the last few years. It's pretty frustrating. And maybe it's just because I've drafted Walker Kessler in so many leagues that I'm talking myself into it as well. He is still there, waiting on the big fella to draft. Let's see who he goes with here. He's waiting it out. There we go with Julius Randle. Okay, not someone that I wanted. So I will go with Walker Kessler. Excellent. Glad I got him there. So that turned out all right. Taking Assar that little bit early. I could have flip-flopped there and gone with Kessler. But, yeah, as I said, I know there's a few people high on Assar Thompson. So Walker Kessler at 62. A quick reminder that today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Head over to sportsbook.fanduel.com. All of the odds there for the NBA season, player awards, team overs, under, season averages. Just recorded a show with Brett Usher. We spent a lot of time talking about these award winners and who we think are the favourites and some deeper dives. Anthony Edwards is someone Brett is pretty high on for MVP this season. So a player that's not getting talked about too much. He's currently at plus 2,500 as opposed to Shea, who is plus 160. So Shea, Jokic are the pretty clear favourites, along with Luka there, who's plus 400. And we then drop back to Giannis and Wemby at plus 1,200. If you're on board with Brett, have a look at Anthony Edwards. But all of the odds are there on all of the awards and the team over-unders and everything you need. So if you are that way inclined, head over to sportsbet.fanduel.com and get those bets laid down before the start of the regular season. All right, back to the draft here. And we are up to pick 65 now. We've had, who did I miss? Not many. Peyton Pritchard went after my Walker Kessler pick. Pritchard at 63. There goes Jakob Pertl. Yeah, I think people starting to rediscover Jakob Pertl at 64. Jarrett Allen at 65. All right, who am I going to look at next? So we've got two good shot blockers. I'd say two steals, good stealers, thieves. Rebounds are pretty good. Field goal percentage. As I said, it's taking Scotty Barnes there a little bit earlier. It does hurt my field goal percentage a little bit, but I've added Kessler. Who am I going to look at next? So my next two picks are 79 and 90. So OG might be someone I look at here at 79 if he's available. Tari Eason, I've got there as well. Tamani Kamara, maybe. Keyshawn George, I can get him a little bit later. We're just about into the sixth round now. We've had, after Jarrett Allen, we had Miles Bridges, DeAndre Ayton, Cam Johnson, and Donovan Clingan to Eric. So Eric is certainly reaching and getting his guys here. That's probably the earliest I've seen Clingan go. He normally goes about a round later than that. So he took someone else early. So yeah, but look, as I said, this is a deeper league. If you want your players, you've just got to go and get them. And look, to be honest, that the variance as we get later, like we're into the 70s now, the variance is not the same as it was at the top end. All right. So I think if I was confident in terms of health, I would look at Mark Williams here. Excuse me, I had to sneeze there. Derek Lively, pretty high on him, but I think I can probably get him a little bit later. Do you know a player that I haven't added in here, and I need to because he's my guy, isn't he, this season? Mitchell Robinson. So I wouldn't mind. Where are we? Where's Mr. Tari Eason? So his rank is quite high. His expert rank is 101. ADP is 115. Oh, there goes OG to. Excuse me. I want to look at. Actually, I need to make my pick first because it is coming up. What am I at? 79. Do I take a flyer on Mark Williams? I haven't drafted him anywhere this year. I'm really high on him per game. I think he could be a top 40 player. It's risky at 79 in a deeper league, especially. There is still some risk attached to him. There goes. So, yes, OG went, followed by Vooch, Garland, and Mikal Bridges. Matty G on the clock. Then I'm going to check Eric's team because I know in the last, it was one of the drafts we did recently. He actually built a team very similar to what I usually do. And I'm wondering, with taking Donovan Clingan, OG Anunoby, is he leaning into that build again? Because if he is, then we are targeting the same players, which is never ideal, but unavoidable in some situations. And again, deeper leagues, there's more managers. There's a higher chance that someone is going to target your players. Still waiting here on Matty G to make his pick, and he goes with Zach Edey. So I'm looking at Tari Eason as someone I do want to get. Oh, Alex Burns. You're going to do that to me and take Mark Williams. All right. So who do we look at here then? It feels like it's a bit early for Derek Lively. Do I take Tari Eason and then because I can potentially then get Lively with my next pick? I am pretty high on Tari Eason. I've got Kamara in my queue. I'll select Eason there. Do I go Kamara or do I go Eason? I think both are valid. Field goal. Tari has it for. I would usually go Tari Eason here. He does a little bit more. I do really like Kamara, but yeah, all right. I'll go Tari Eason. Yeah, much of a muchness, I think, with those two. I think Easton has slightly higher upside. I know Kamara was very good last year. I just don't know how much better he can get because he played big minutes. Tari only played about 25 last year, so if he can bump up to 27 or 28, I just think there's a little bit of room there for some wiggle room. Let's call it wiggle room. And let's look at Eric's team. Where are you, Eric? So he has Amen Thompson, Trey Murphy, Evan Mobley, Mattis Buzelis, Donovan Clingan, OG Anunoby. So he is indeed building a team like me. I don't like that, Eric. Please stop. All right. So my team so far, Dyson Daniels and Scotty Barnes as my two guards. I then got Asar Thompson, Anthony Davis, Tari Eason as forwards with Walker Kessler as my centre. Let's recap some picks. We had Zach Eady at 77, Mark Williams, Tari Eason, Tamani Kamara. So, okay, there you go. He went just after me. Cam Thomas, Emmanuel Quickly, Kevin Porter Jr., D-Mac now on the clock. He goes with DeMar DeRozan. And on the turn coming back, he will go with drum roll. He goes with Isaiah Hartenstein, Michael Porter. So I am probably looking at, what are we at, 90. I'm okay with Derek Lively here if he's available. We've had some centers go. We had Hartenstein go to DMAC, obviously. Then we had Michael Porter Jr. and Onyeka Okongwu to Noah. No surprise there. I think he'd draft the Atlanta roster if he could. We're up to Zach. Also had a show with Zach earlier today, so I'm pretty sure this show will come out after that one. So, yeah, go and check that out. Zach, friend of the show, well, friend of me. He had come on my previous show, but had never been on Stuff It. So it was good to have him there, good to catch up. Been about 12 or 18 months since we did a show together. So that was fun. Still waiting on Zach to make his pick. He goes with Benedict Mathurin. And waiting for the big fella. See who he goes with. I'm looking at Lively still, I think. I'm okay with him. ADP is just outside the top 100, but yeah, like I mentioned ad nauseum, really. Once you get into this range, if there's a guy who's 120th and you want him at 90, take him, because there really isn't that much difference in overall value. You're really starting to, a deeper league, I guess, maybe you push that number back slightly, but you're really looking for just special. Well, I won't say specialists. We're still in the range of players that can help you in more than one or two categories, but we are getting into that territory where you're just targeting specific categories. Still waiting on the big fella. Who's he going to go with here? And he goes with Shaden Sharp. So obviously, I think a very good pick at that range, but not someone that I'm particularly interested in. So I will go with Derek Lively, I think. There's other players I like as much as him, but I think he is the one, just based on ADP and things like that, probably the guy I need to take a little bit of a flyer on. So you'll see I've got a few guards actually here in my queue now. I've got Cason Wallace, Reed Shepherd, Keyshawn George. How rude of me. And Mitch Robinson. My next two picks are 107 and 118. So hypothetically, all four of these players could be available for me. And I will, I've got 2 minutes to spare. I'm just going to check what, so Keyshawn George, the game is over. He probably didn't play the last quarter. I didn't get to see all of it. 27 minutes today, 20.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Great numbers for him. Yeah, excited to see what he can do this season. And what other game? Do we want to look at that game? No. The Rockets. Reed Shepherd, who I've got here. Now, they were without a few players today. So they didn't play Durant. They didn't play Thompson. They didn't play Tari Eason. They didn't play Kevin Durant. They played Reed Shepherd, though. And obviously they need to just get some miles into him because he didn't play a lot last season. He finished with 23 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, 3 blocks. So, yeah, nice. We had a Porzingis and a Kongwu playing together today. Porzingis looked very good from what I saw. Nikhil Alexander filled in for Dyson and did a really good job. 17 points for him, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Did Reed Shepherd just go, did he? To Matty G. Oh, no, to Steve St. Pierre. Let's update some picks. Actually, I'll do it this way. Draft results. So we got up to, so I took Derek Lively at 90. We then had Alex Sarr, Charles Bassey, Naz Reid, Khalil Ware, John Collins, and Reed Shepherd at 96. That's about where you have to take Reed now, top 100, top 90. I think I maybe took him at 91st or something in a draft. And look, if anyone watched today's game, I know they were without a lot of players, but he's getting comfortable. Eric goes with Norm Powell, so that's an odd fit for his team. So maybe he's not changing his build, but maybe he's just keeping himself afloat in some other categories. Christian Brown goes at 98. All right, back to the screen. So we're into the eighth round. I told you it would be a long one. All right. So who am I looking at? So Reed Shepherd's gone. 107, 118. Probably my two. I need to get one of Keyshawn George or Cason Wallace, I think, and Mitch Robinson, whom I love. His ADP is probably way down, so I'll take a risk, I think. And is Josh in this? Josh might be in this. Okay. Oh, what? Okay, so the big fellas, which I actually did think this might be Josh because he doesn't mind the old phrase there, the big fella. So Josh is in this league as well. Another reputable source of information. Josh Hart goes there. Where did we get up to? What a changing here. Norm Powell, Christian Brown. We then had chatter about switching picks or something. Josh Hart, Devin Vassell, Tobias Harris, Santi Aldama. I think the chatter here was they wanted to switch Devin Vassell for someone, maybe. Nobody draft Vassell. I'm trying to fix it. And then, of course, Eric drafted Devin Vassell. They're now asking, can the draft be stopped? Look, if this was a mock, I don't think we'd worry too much about this. But because it's a real draft and we're playing it out, yeah, Costas is waiting. So we may pause. I'll just see what's happening here in the chat and whether we're going to... I don't know enough about Yahoo to know how easy it is to pause and change things. Fantrack's very easy. And a reminder, this episode is sponsored by Fantrax. We are drafting on Yahoo, but if this was an issue in Fantrax, very easy to fix. Still deciding. Costas had to make his pick there. He took Paul George. So we're a couple of picks away from me. Kelder is running this draft, so he is the one who will have to implement these changes if that's the path we take. I'm not actually sure what the issue is here. I think Josh is asking Kelder to pause the draft. So I'm assuming you can pause the draft then as a commissioner. Io Desunmu is taken next. Yeah, so I don't know what the issue was here. It was something to do with... Trying for Vassell. So where is his pick? Who did he take? So I think this is to do with Matty. Oh, okay. All right. So Matty G, yeah, I mean, I guess you give him the benefit of the doubt. He drafted Charles Bassey and said he was after Devin Vassell. If he's drafting on a phone or something, I guess he could be forgiven. But that was the issue. So they wanted to switch out Bassey for Vassell, and then Eric drafted Vassell. So there hasn't been a pause yet, so I haven't paused. Jaden McDaniels goes at 105. Kelder is now asking, how does he pause? Very good question. Oh, it's my turn to draft. So I'm going to go with, I've got Wallace or George. Wow. Oh, I think we paused. I heard a whistle. Draft paused for 30 seconds. I'll just need to keep an eye on this because it looks like it only pauses for a set amount of time. I'll pop Case and Wallace there. So I'm at a pick 107. Oh, they're going to rewind this. Okay, I might pause the recording. Oh, it's my turn to draft. Is he going to pause again? Yes, it has restarted. This is very time consuming. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording just while this gets sorted, and then we will be right back. All right, so we are back. Not much has changed, to be honest. There was a quick pause, and nothing has happened since in terms of adjusting picks. So we've just continued. So I will recap the picks. We only missed a couple of picks. I took Case and Wallace at 107. We then had CJ McCollum, Quentin Grimes, Brandon Pajemski, and Draymond Green. So we're now up to pick 112. 13, 14. So we're coming back around to my pick at 118. And let's see. Let's see who's there. Herb Jones goes at 113. Nick Claxton before that. So, yeah, DMAC was pretty quick with his picks there. And we are 5 picks away from my ninth pick. So these roster settings, as I said, we're going 16 deep at 12 active. So I've filled my, I guess, specific positions, my 3 guards, my 3 forwards, my 2 centers. We now have 3 utility spots followed by the bench. So so we're up to Noah. Goes with Nikola Jovic at 115. Eric pleading innocence there. He's saying that he's multitasking, which honestly he very well could be. It's the middle of the day for him. So, could be working, could be doing anything. But, I mean, look, the takeaway here is make sure you double check before you hit that draft button. Make sure that you have selected the right player. Pretty simple mistake by Matty G there. He's obviously typed or gone to type VASS and B being next to the letter V on a keyboard. It's come up BASS, but obviously the picture would have looked different. Bassi, Vassell, Keyshawn George. How rude of I should have known that actually. That's Zach, and we talked about his sleepers on the show this morning, and Keyshawn George was one of them. So honestly, I probably wasn't expecting him to come back to me at 135. And even in this range, 118, I wasn't set that he'd come back to me. So we're just waiting on Josh here, the big fella, and he goes with Nemaish Keita, which I love because it means I can get my favourite player, apparently, Mitchell Robinson, and I will throw him into my first utility spot there. Very happy with that. Blocks, steals, good steals for a centre. Doesn't miss many shots, just gets a lot of dunks, rebounds. He'll get rebounds. I mean, if he's sharing the floor with Cat, they're going to cannibalize each other to some degree in the rebounds category. But he should be very good. He is a very good rebounder, offensive rebounder as well. So, no, happy with him there. And my queue is empty. So I sort of worked through my queue there from about the second round and chipped away at it. So let's jump back in now and add some late round flyers to my queue. Who have we got here? Well, Nemaish Keita went. He would be a guy, but Josh took him. So can't add him to my queue. Let's scroll back up here. Who do we have? Isaiah Jackson. Actually, we want to sort by blocks. No. Adem Bona. Let's add Kalkbrenner. Isaiah Jackson. You know, a really late player that is starting to sort of grow on me. Although I want to triple check he didn't get injured today because his minutes look like they were down, unless it was just a weird rotation. Yeah, Isaiah Stewart only played 6 minutes today. So I just want to... I got time. I just want to double check that I didn't hear anything. Let's have a look if he was injured today. No. So, no, it doesn't look like Isaiah Stewart was injured. So maybe just a weird decision pre-game. But I don't mind him. I think he's going to play 22, 23 minutes, and he's turned himself into a really good shot blocker for an under. Last round, I'm just going to throw him in there. Let's pop Taylor Hendricks in as well, another guy that I like. Jay Huff. I mean, both he and he must have gone, did he? Oh, he did. Let's recap some picks, shall we? I took Mitchell Robinson at 118, Drew Holiday, Bradley Beal, Jabari Smith, Anthony Simons, Stephon Castle, Isaiah Jackson, and Eric takes Taylor Hendricks. Of course he does. And we are through round 9 now, I believe. 9, 10. Yeah, I think we're through round 9. There goes Aaron Neesmith to DT's dazzling team. That would be Dan Titus. Fairly certain about that. Pretty happy with my team to this point. Don't really need to focus on anything specifically, but yeah, just looking for some low turnover, high defensive stat players, which is pretty on brand for me, isn't it? So I've added some blocks, guys, there. Keegan Murray's still floating around as well. He's an interesting one. I'm surprised he hasn't gone actually to... oh, there he goes. Okay, he does go. Yeah, I thought that was weird that he was still sitting there. Wendell Carter has been pretty good to start this season, or start the preseason anyway. So he's... What did you do today? Where's the magic? Let's have a look at Wendell Carter today. So 29 minutes, 14, 7 and 6 with 2 blocks. If you can remember way back when he came into the league, there was actually some defensive upside for him. We haven't really seen it to this point in his career, and I'm certainly not convinced by 4 preseason games. But yeah, it's intriguing. Who else is sitting in here that we don't mind? They're still trying to sort out this Devin Vassell issue. Who would have thought Devin Vassell would cause so many issues? All right, so I've added some centers here. I need to also be adding steals, don't I? Who have we... Actually, another player that I'm going to add in here is Josh Minot. We're going deeper, so these guys do at least pop onto the radar. Oh, we're on me now. Oh, gee. Okay, that came around quick. All right, who are we looking at then? Let's throw a Dembona there. Let's have a look at... Just sort by pure rank and have a look at who's floating around. PJ Washington is there. Eve Meesey. I think Meesey might be okay. Wendell Carter's there too. I mean, what are we at? 135. Yeah, I mean, the starting role is his. Let's throw him in the queue. 13 seconds. Do we go with Wendell Carter? Do I go with Adem Bona? Do I go with Ryan Kalkbrenner? Let's go with Carter. I haven't drafted him anywhere. He's looked pretty good, like I said. Now, I'm not convinced yet, but of those guys, Kalkbrenner, Bona, who I was looking at, Carter is going to start. So he has the clearest path to 30 minutes a night. His permanent production is probably not quite as good as those other guys, but 30 minutes of Wendell Carter as opposed to 20 of Adem Bona, 22 potentially. Bona also relies on Embiid not playing to... Well, I mean, he'll be in the rotation, I think, whether Embiid's there or not, but his role will be a lot bigger if Embiid isn't there, which obviously there's a pretty big chance of that. All right, let's recap some picks again. So we had Aaron Neesmith at 126, Keegan Murray at 127, Dante DiVincenzo, Kyrie Irving, Bobby Portis, Jalen Suggs, Davion Mitchell, DeAndre Hunter, Zachary Reese-Shea, Wendell Carter, and RJ Barrett. We're now on Zach picking his 10th player, and he goes with Kalkbrenner. Man, I think I should have Zach's cue because he's basically just taking all the players that we talked about on our show this morning. All right. Dennis Schroeder, Kelly Oubre, and Daniel Gafford. All right. We're looking at 146 for my next pick. Adem Bonus still there. If I want to come back with him. Who else have we got sitting here? Got 4 picks. Looking for steals, I think. I've got Carter, Robinson, Lively, Kessler, Davis. So I think my blocks are pretty good. Dyson, Scotty Barnes, Cason Wallace. The steals are pretty good as well, to be fair. Okay. Look, maybe it's rebounds that I need to. Let's have a look at the. We'll do it after this. Actually, there goes Ace Bailey goes at 142. Eve Meesey, D'Angelo Russell. Waiting for Josh, and then it is back to me. My next, so we're at 146. My next pick will be 163. And we're actually going, just to give you an idea of how deep we're going, my final pick is at 219. So still a few rounds to go here. 146. Let's have a look. Let's do some sorting by rebounds. Filipowski is interesting. Not against him here. Again, he's sort of reliant on. I mean, is he sort of a handcuff? I suppose. I know we don't really like to use that term necessarily, but and not a great defensive player, Filipowski. He'll get you some blocks, but you're more of a floor spacer, I guess, if we're thinking of him. Or am I just going at Mbona? Look, let's pick him. I have no faith, obviously, in when it comes to Embiid. I'll take a Dembona. I haven't grabbed him anywhere. I like him as a late rounder, and yes, this isn't late round in this draft, but if you were in a standard draft, this is probably the second last round. So I'm okay with that. I've got a lot of centers, so if he falls over and doesn't produce, I can pretty comfortably just shift him to waivers and stream or something like that. So, but I also have the flexibility in a deep league like this to be able to almost stash him and wait for the inevitable Embiid injury or shutdown. So, yeah, even if Dembona is playing 18 minutes a night and getting me 4 blocks and 6 rebounds, with my build, that's okay, and I can afford to leave him on my bench, play him as needed, and just call on him when Embiid goes down. In a standard league, that's a little bit trickier. So one of the benefits of playing in a deeper league is that it does allow you to treat your bench a little bit more like an IR spot. All right, so we're up to pick 150. Let's have a look at the standings and see what Fantrax, what Yahoo, where Yahoo has me sitting. So first in field goal percentage, and obviously the stats I'm looking at here are field goal percentage, rebounds, steals, blocks, and turnovers. So field goals first, rebounds first, steals first, blocks first, turnovers second. Eric's about to pick actually here. So let's see who he goes with. I think he's about to pick. Oh, he is about to pick. Yep. So we will see. I mean, not that it really matters, but this could shuffle me up to the top in turnovers. Not quite. He went with Brook Lopez, who's not going to turn the ball over either. Good pickup late. No rebounds, but a lot of blocks. Let's sort by rank here again. Dan Titus on the turn. We were going to look at players that got drafted, weren't we? Let's have a look. So I took a Dembona. We had Keontae George at 147, DeJounte Murray, Jalen Wells, Scoot Henderson, Ty Jerome, Chris Boucher, Brook Lopez, Colin Sexton to round out the 11th round. And into the 12th round, Dan Titus comes back with Grayson Allen, who has looked good after last season, which was a bit of a letdown. He's looked pretty good in the preseason. Still pretty happy with my team here. I think, I think my categories that I'm looking to be strong in, I am strong in. I don't think I've made too many mistakes. Let's have a look at who we're looking at next. Okay. Are we in the range of a Josh Minot yet? Or are we a little bit too early? I've got him and I've got Isaiah Stewart in my queue. So you're sort of trying to balance here, I suppose. You're looking at minutes played, per minute production, the path, I suppose. Like, so what is the team's trajectory? There's a lot of factors when you're looking at late rounders, just when deciding one over the other. So, who do we look at here? There's Jaden Ivey's injured. I don't want him anyway. PJ Washington still floating around. Jeremy Sohan, not terrible. I'm at 163. We're then round to 174. I feel like I can probably get Isaiah Stewart quite late. I don't think anyone's really looking at him. So Filipowski is still sitting there, but I'm not super interested in him. Diabate is there. Dayron Sharp, another guy per minute, amazing. But how many minutes does he get? I'm going to throw Minot here just in case. Do I just go with him? You know what? Sure. Let's go with Josh Minot. If he can play 20 minutes, I think he can do enough in my build. Defensive stats, rebounds. Steve is off to bed. What is the time? It's 1 in the afternoon for me, which would make it 10 p.m. for Steve. Early in the sack. Okay, recapping players. Where did we get up to? Some nice picks going here. So Grayson Allen at 155. Bryce Sensible, love that pick for Eric. Igor Demon, again, I've got to learn how to say his name. Sam Hauser, VJ Edgecombe, Chris Paul, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Noah Clowney. I took Josh Minot, PJ Washington. Surprised he fell that far. Not much talk about him. I think with the additions and the talent, that sort of thing, I think people figure he's just going to come back to the pack. But he was good last year, and he's had a decent preseason as well. So there goes Dylan Harper, followed by Trey Johnson. So I still have Isaiah Stewart there in my queue. Let's do some sorting and some considering. Caruso is an obvious one, I suppose, if I'm just looking at steals, but I just worry about how much he's going to play. I think they're going to rest him quite a lot. Have we got, let's, Musa Diabate, let's throw him in. Even if it's a timeshare, he's a very good rebounder. Doesn't turn the ball over, very efficient. So we'll pop him in the queue there. And we're coming back around to me shortly. Oh man, if Robert Williams was healthy, wouldn't we love him in this range? There goes, where did we get up to? Trey Johnson. Jaden Ivey went at 167. Jay Huff, Keon Ellis, Bilal Koulibaly. So it feels like we're sort of winding down Carmen Mulawach, but we're not. We've still got another 30, 40 picks remaining. So if you have stuck around, well done. Well done to me for sticking around. Yeah, I mean, I need to add another guard here as well. So who is Caruso, that guard? Do I get a TJ McConnell? Maybe. Where is our friend TJ? He's injured, but he's going to play when he's healthy. And he is quite efficient for a guard. So he's not a terrible fit in this build. Doesn't score, but I don't care. I don't care. Maybe I go, well, Ryan Rowlands as well. I like pretty high on him. Let's go with TJ, I think. 174. I'm okay with that. I can move him straight into my IR spot. Obviously, the waiver wire is not going to be super appealing in this format because we're going so deep. But yeah, I think there's someone. I'm sure there's someone that I can play as my fourth guard, and I may even draft another guard. Isaiah Stewart is still someone I'm pretty keen on getting. I just think I can get him with my next pick. So he is the player I will go with, I think, next. And then beyond that, there goes Karis LeVert. So Diabate goes there as well. Let's do that. Do a quick recap. Where did we get up to? Koulibaly, Mulawach. So we had Kuminga, Chris Middleton at 173, TJ McConnell, Scottie Pippen, Al Horford. Yeah, that's right. Kyle Filipowski, Musa Diabate, Karis LeVert at 179. And we are nearing the start of the 14th round. So 3 rounds to go. Did I say 16 deep? Yes, 3 rounds to go after this one. So another player I'm pretty high on this season, and I actually might consider him as another guard option, unless he goes, of course, is Trey Jones. He's looked really good in the preseason. Obviously, Josh Giddey has looked really good as well. So it's going to be hard for him to share the floor with Giddey because Kobe White is there. It's a very small lineup. I'm not saying it won't happen, but yeah, I just think his opportunities are going to be a little bit limited. But he has been very good and was very good to end last season as well. So there is a chance that they just try to squeeze 20 to 22 minutes out of him. And in that time, I think he could get a steal. He's relatively efficient. So I'm not just talking from my build. I'm talking in general. I think in deeper leagues, Trey Jones is interesting. All right. We had... So Karis LeVert at 179, Klay Thompson, Con Knipple, Jonas Valanciunas at 182. So we're probably looking at Isaiah Stewart if he is available. We've still got a few picks though until me. Who else is sitting here? Jeremy Sohan. I'll throw him in my queue because I think he'll play a fairly consistent role this season. Not expecting astronomical minutes or anything like that, but at this point in the draft, you're just hunting for guys that will be in the rotation, really. Well, no, we probably don't want to go that far in one direction. I won't say be in the rotation, but play a meaningful role in the rotation, because obviously you'll get players that are in the rotation that play 6 minutes a night. We're not there yet. Who else can we add in? Look at our old mate there, Kyle Kuzma, just falling down draft boards. Derek Queen is someone, if he wasn't injured, well, he wouldn't be available if he wasn't injured, but curious to see where he fits in once he's back. I might throw Jared Vanderbilt in here as well. I think he is going to play a decent role for the Lakers here. He's not going to, well, purely because of health as well, he's not going to be pushed. But again, another guy that in 22 to 24 minutes can probably contribute. So I'll pop him in there. A weird skill set too. He sort of plays like a big, gets rebounds, but doesn't block shots, but gets steals. So he can defend the wing. He's quite versatile. Where are we on Larry Nance? He's a curious one. Just don't know how they're going to use him. He's looked pretty good in the preseason as well. Young Hansen goes at 184. We're waiting on Steve is auto drafting. So obviously Yahoo doesn't, when you pick auto draft, it waits for the clock to run down for whatever reason. Again, head to fantrax.com, move your league, and you don't have to wait when someone auto drafts. Young Hansen. So Steve eventually goes with Jeremy Grant. Rui Hachimura goes at 186. We are 4 picks away from me. Funny, isn't it? You get so low in the draft and then the picks start taking longer because you've got about 40 players who are all the same value. It's a weird sort of mindset, I suppose. The picks tend to go quicker at the top of the draft because you only have 3 players you're picking from and your queue gets wiped out and the choices are almost made for you. You get to this point of the draft and everyone's looking at different players and there's such a small variance in terms of value that, yeah, it takes a bit of time. So an option where actually, can you even do it in Yahoo? I'm not sure. If you are drafting on Fantrax, is to change the pick timer as you get towards the back end of a draft. So while you think in your mind it should go quicker, it may not. There goes Kyle Kuzma. So you can speed it up a bit by changing the draft, the pick timer there. There goes Trey Jones at 188. Nice pick by Kelder. We are 2 picks away from me. Matty G also on auto draft, so I guess we're waiting another minute here. Don't know if he popped something in the chat. He may have in regards to him not being available for the back end of this draft. And we wait, don't we? Well, I'll do a quick reminder. Oh, no, he did pick, so maybe he's not on auto draft. But I'll do the reminder anyway. Stuff It is part of the Old Man Squad. Go and subscribe, please, to the YouTube channel. Lots of shows, my show, Dan's show, Noah's show, Matty G has a show. I know there's things happening. There's lots of stuff in the background going on, so there'll be new shows. And go and also find Stuff It on your preferred podcast platform, whatever that is. Download the episodes. Those numbers all tick over and we hit thresholds and things like that. So like I've said, even if you're watching, go and just at least download the audio version. I do it with all of the the podcasts that I follow, and there's quite a few. Don't always listen to them. There are certain ones I listen to regularly, but there goes Malik Monk. That's a nice pick at 190. I'm going to go with Isaiah Stewart. Let's not wait around. So yes, do go and download the audio versions, even if you're not listening to them, and vice versa. If you are listening, if that's how you consume your content, which generally that's the way I do it, because I can do it while I'm driving and doing other things, going to sleep. Go and watch or click onto the link for the video version. Give it a thumbs up. Everything counts at this point in the season. So I went with Isaiah Stewart. That was my plan. I went with him at 191. There goes Ryan Rowlands at 192. As I said, Malik Monk went before me, and before him was Cam Whitmore to Matty G. So we've certainly slowed, haven't we? We've got 2 rounds left after this one. It's a bit of a slog at this point in the draft, so I wouldn't blame you if you've sort of had enough. We're an hour and 16 minutes into this, and obviously there's not a lot to talk about when we get to this point in the draft. So what I might actually do is pause, and I will come back and sort of finish this off once I've made my last pick, or just before I make my last pick. So we're going to potentially skip over about 10 to 15 minutes here. But there's not a lot of relevant stuff when we're into the 200s. So yeah, I'll hit pause and I will be back with the rest of the draft shortly. Alrighty, so we're back. We've moved our way towards the end of the draft. So we're 3 picks away from my final pick, which is the 219th pick. I'll make that pick and then I'll recap the sort of those last couple of rounds that we've had. And I was right; it hasn't been that exciting. So yeah, you didn't miss out on anything too much. Who am I looking at with my last pick here? Look, I mean, I'm looking at bigs. Obviously, do I just take a flyer on someone like a Luka Garza? Where is he going to fit? Is he the backup centre? Will he start at centre at some point? So he's someone to consider. Larry Nance is actually still floating around as well. So he's another guy that I've had in the back of my mind as a possible target. So which direction do we go in here? Robert Williams would be an obvious one, but I mean, God, I'll just grab him off waivers, I think. I don't really think anyone's going to draft him. 48 seconds. Garza, Larry Nance. Anyone else? Look, I mean, I could consider an Andre Drummond. He's another good rebounder. But maybe we go with Luka Garza. Just in case. I would actually have liked Jeremy Sohan here, but he went a few picks earlier. So we might go with Luka Garza. And we'll just see. All right, let's recap the picks. Where did we get up to? Kuzma. So we got up to this range here with Ryan Rowlands, I'm pretty sure, at 192 to the big fellas. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jared McCain, Gary Trent, and Dayron Sharp rounded out round 14. Round 15, Bub Carrington, Ron Holland, Ryan Dunn, Luke Cornett, Yusuf Nurkic. I took Jared Vanderbilt there with the 202nd pick. Zach Collins, Buddy Hield, Alex Caruso, Cole Anthony, Duncan Robinson, Derek Queen, Jason Tatum, and Rob Dillingham. We then had Walter Clayton leading off the 16th round, followed by Nick Clifford, Jeremy Sohan. So there he is. He went about 6 picks before me. Jake Laravia, Lou Dort, Aaron Wiggins, Russell Westbrook, Johnny Furphy, Luca Garza, Kevin Huerta, Lonzo Ball, and we are almost done. 3 picks to go. I'll then just do a quick check of the standings and see if my punt strategy paid off. And clear my queue. So I will be heading to the waivers in this league to move TJ McConnell to my IR spot, and I may pick up Larry Nance. So there's a switch that I can make if Larry Nance isn't taken here by D-Mac with his last pick. We had Grady Dick, we had Sam Merrill, and we had Goga Bitadze. Let's look at these standings. So if we just sort by total, unsurprisingly, I'm sort of mid-pack, which is fine when you're punting so heavily. But let's look at the categories that I wanted to be strong in. And again, one set of projections. So certainly don't put all of your eggs in one basket and rely purely on the Yahoo rankings. But it is an indication. So field goal percentage, I am predicted to come first. Rebounds, predicted to come first. Steals, predicted to come first. Blocks, predicted to come first. Turnovers, predicted to come first. So in theory, this has worked. Now, it's very different when it's put into practice, but I'm pretty happy with my build there as a whole. No complaints. We're at an hour 20, so I'm going to, which actually wasn't too bad for a deeper draft. So I'm going to let everyone go and do something else. I'm going to go and do something else. I will thank you, though, for watching, for listening along, and remind you to go and subscribe and like and do all of those things that we do on social media and everything nowadays. Let's remove that. Let's add me to the screen. So, yes, thank you. We appreciate it. I'm Adam King. This has been Stuff It, a fantasy basketball podcast. We are done.